Okay, folks, this is week 8. And you will notice, I'm going to start with this now and put it out there. And I don't want to hear any comments about it. I am wearing a Super Bowl jersey, a Giants jersey. Yes, Freudian slip Super Bowl jersey, because I hold hope that my Giants will once again make it back to the Super Bowl. Now, this is an old worn jersey. It was my husband's. I took it from him because he refused to wear it anymore. Well, I refuse to buy a new jersey for the Giants until they make it back to the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So, in support and solidarity of my Giants, Super Bowl, all of that. Now, one of the interesting things is we've been talking about what you can grow and what you can do and how to eat healthier, but we haven't really talked a lot about recipes. So, in honor of Super Bowl, we put out a spread. And we had a vegetable crudité with things all grown, with cucumbers and broccoli and tomatoes and chickpea, roasted red bell pepper chickpea hummus. That was awesome. An example of what you can do with some of the things that you're growing. We also did a, what's that green stuff called again? The green stuff Randy makes.
Guacamole.
Thank you. Camera guy, husband, multitasking. Guacamole. I am not a guacamole fan. I am not a cilantro fan. However, I must say that guacamole was awesome. And as you've seen in previous episodes, my sister uses a lot of avocado. There we go. And we have the pits and seeds around. So we planted and we're actually growing an avocado tree. So again, guacamole. And then of course, the red one, salsa, with tomatoes and peppers and onions and garlic and all of those things that for the last several weeks we've been planting, just so you have a better idea of what you can do outside of just a salad or vegetables with some of the things that you're growing. Now, forgot to say at the beginning, my name is Pastor Shannon Wright. This is Container to Table 365 for the Urban Engagement Fish and 5 Loaves Project. Again, trying to combat some of the problems of food deserts in urban areas. And with COVID, these food deserts are kind of spreading, and it's not just in the cities. But these are some of the things, again, that you can do to be healthier, safer, and save your pocketbook a little bit of money. So I'm going to move kind of fast because we have a lot to go through this segment. Now, this right here, and I'm going to move this over. These... I can never get this name right. This is Moringa oleiferi. And no relation to Guy, just saying. These are seeds that are pretty big. You have to soak them overnight and then you plant them. And they will actually grow into trees. However, if you container them the right way, the roots know, oh, okay, this is where we're staying. The leaves from this, the plant itself is a very healthy plant. The leaves can be used to make teas. And it helps with anti-inflammatory issues. It's a good antiviral, helps with blood pressure, with gout, with a whole host of things. And on our Facebook page, Urban Engagement Initiative, I'm going to put some things, and also in the group for Container to Table, so you can see what some of the uses are. Now, this will get to about 6 feet tall. So you're going to need a pretty big container for that. But you're going to want to container it unless you live in a very warm climate, because this needs that heat. So I just wanted to show this to you guys. Again, Moringa oleiferi. And I'm probably butchering it, and you can tell me if you must. But I wanted to show that to you. Now, back in the beginning when we started, we did a segment on things that you could buy in the supermarket, plant, and never have to buy again. Now, right now, I'm cutting up a ketchup bottle. Because I have said from the beginning to use things, repurpose things from around your house. Now, I've been keeping containers and all sorts of things, and my husband is like, what in the world is wrong with you? Throw that stuff out. And I say, no, I can use it to plant. Again, ketchup bottle, okay? Cut the top off. Take it, turn it upside down, put it inside. Now, you may be wondering why I'm doing this. Also, a couple of weeks ago, in that same segment of what you can grow from the supermarket or your refrigerator, we used a package of leeks. cut off the end. The end didn't really even have roots. We put toothpicks in them. We hung them upside down in medicine bottles because they were so small. Now, I want you guys to see this. This is one of the leeks. Now, it didn't even have roots. So I'm going to show you. It now has its own full roots. And the roots actually need a little bit more depth than the water bottle. So just so you can see, we took out the outer layers to get it clean to the roots. As it grows, it will widen up and be a full stalk. We had cut it down to about here. All of this is new growth. And if you look carefully, you can still see the holes where the toothpick was when it was itty bitty teeny tiny some weeks back. So now, with the ketchup bottle we just cut, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in here. Now, because the roots are so long, it'll go down and through, and I can put something smaller now in that water bottle. So with all of our leeks that we did, and we did 3, I can take those 3 because I see that they have survived our process. Again, the roots, the toothpick holes from when it was itty bitty, cleaned it up, and it's going to go in here as well. And then the third one, because leeks usually come in either 3 or 5 for some reason. Here is the last one. The last one's a little smaller. So when we put him in, we're going to put him in the middle, because he doesn't have a lot of roots yet. But he's growing roots. And I also wanted to show you how we cleaned up the other ones. So you just want to take off these outside layers because, and if you do it carefully, they'll come right off and leave the little pieces of new root right there. And the reason you want to do this is because this is how small it was. And again, this is all new growth. And again, oh, you can't see the little toothpick marks on this one, but this is all new growth. So you take this off so that the roots have proper space and the bottom can actually widen out and fill in so it is the size of the leeks you would buy in the supermarket. So we're going to take that. We're going to put it in our bottle. And I forgot to bring water to the table. So we're going to put it in the bottle. Going to get the roots as close to the hole as we possibly can. Then we're going to take this water that was in these cups. And again, I'm going to put fresh water in it off camera after the fact, because again, I forgot to bring my water bottle. Now, in doing it this way, pouring the water in from the top helps for a couple of reasons. For the shorter roots, the water kindly gently pushes them down where you want them to be, fills up the bottle from the bottom, and you can stop when all the roots hit the water. But because we've got this little guy in the middle, we're going to need to fill it up with more water so that where his roots are actually touches the water. So again, ketchup bottle, it's wide enough. So you put the 3 in, you get the roots down towards the center, you pour the water in from the top, let it flow through to the bottom, stop when you get to a place. If your roots are all really long, you can stop much sooner, but if not, you keep going a little bit further. And again, we planted these some weeks ago from things in the refrigerator in the house. Next, we want to move on. In that same segment, we talked about other things. We talked about romaine lettuce. And that if you buy it for a little bit longer, but you save the bottoms, put them in water, again, in our inverted water bottles, because you don't want to spend a lot on containers. This is new growth. Get enough of these planted, and you will not have to buy romaine lettuce again. So just so you can see, it's sitting down there in the bottom. I will add more water to this again since I just pulled it up. But you water from the top, the water goes down, equalizes out so that the bottom is just sitting in the water so it doesn't rot. And from where you can see where we cut is all new growth. So that's one of our romaine. And this is another one. Again, bought bag in the store. Now this one is pretty cool because you can see it's starting to form its roots. So for this guy, I don't have to bring the water up as high because his roots reach the water. But again, new growth, fresh, full head of romaine lettuce in a couple of weeks. So wanted to share that with you. Now this is garlic. Some weeks ago, and we're going to take a minute here. Some weeks ago, we took a head of garlic, put it in the water bottle upside down with the little root butt at the bottom and the points at the top. Now, in the water, they have rooted and actually started to grow shoots and sprouts and have separated themselves. We've done nothing but put fresh water in this every week. Now, I want you to see, these are the roots. So, there are those that say they've been able to get it to work to keep the garlic growing in water. And there are those that say that you need to plant it in dirt. For me, the verdict is still out. Garlic is challenging. They say it's really easy, but for me, it's been challenging. So what we're going to do today, because I want to give it a little bit more time in the water bottles, the bottles that we just emptied, I'm going to take, and I'm going to take the garlic out. And because it's grown so much, it's a little challenging. But just, oh, and there's one little clove in here that's so tiny it fell through. But just so you can see, this is one clove of garlic starting to make its little shoots and get its little roots at the end. So we're gonna make sure we take care of this little fella because he'll become a whole head of garlic just like the rest of them. So with your garlic, your roots have all grown together. This was once the bottom piece was all one. So now what you can do literally is separate them. This was just one clove, which now has its own root system and it sprouts. And we're gonna put it back in the water and kind of have to be a little gentle and careful with that. So we're gonna put that in there and we're gonna put, I'm gonna put 3 in each. And you kind of have to separate them carefully because being that they're all together, their roots are all together. So this is actually 2. Let's separate them. And they want to still stay together. They're friends. So we're going to leave them together. And this bottle, and I will fix the roots down later because again, you want the roots to all be coming through the bottom so that they're hitting the water. So you're going to separate them out so that they have some room. Their roots can get the water. These 2 will separate some more on their own and make their own new root system. And each one of these will become a head of garlic. Now, garlic is a slow growing process. It takes 6 to 9 months for these cloves to mature into a full head of garlic. But that's okay because as it's growing, you cut off the little shoots at the top and there's your garlic. So while you're growing your garlic, you will soon get to a place where you never have to buy garlic again. So we're gonna take this, separate a few more out. I don't wanna do more than 3. These guys have some good roots. We're gonna put them in. And again, off camera, we'll water them up. And here is the last one. We're gonna take, and we're gonna put all of these last guys in one. Now these are some of the smaller ones. They're just starting, some of them. So they're gonna need to go pretty much down there and I'm gonna have to watch this one pretty carefully to make sure that everything is touching the water, but not too far down so it doesn't rot. You want to root, not rot. Sounds the same, but very different. So you set it in so that they're all down at the bottom. You put your water in from the top, let it come to where it meets, okay? And again, each one of these cloves will become a full head of garlic in about 6 to 9 months. In the meantime, you use your shoots, there's your garlic, okay? And the cool thing about using the shoots is there's no peeling. So you don't have to crack it, peel it, slice it. You still have to slice it, But if you have a good pair of kitchen shears, you can just snip, 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 and you're good. Now, next, this is, oh, we did the romaine already. Next is this. Oh, crap. Knocking things over. If you guys notice, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm a little challenged today. But this is celery. Now, we want to show you how you clean this up real quick too. So you're going to take it out, and you want the celery to have room to expand and grow and get wide like a head of celery. So you want to take the outer leaves that are drying, you want to just kind of pull them back so that you make more room in the center, because as you can see, the center is where the celery, the new stalk of celery or bunch of celery is growing from. So that, again, something you can buy, find in your fridge, plant, and not have to buy more of. Now, next thing I want to get to, and I have completely lost track of time, so I'm going to try and go through and then wrap it up. Beans. Beans are a great source of fiber, protein, and they help extend your meals with everything costing so much. So we've been really doing a lot with beans this year. So we did an experiment off camera last week. We took lentil beans, kidney beans, dark, small red beans, pink beans, cannelli beans, kidney beans, black eyed peas, and lentils. So we just wanted to show you the lentils. We planted some in dirt. We put some in a jar in water, and we put some in a container with a damp paper towel and a lid. We wanted to see what would germinate faster, because when you germinate or get it to sprout, it cuts some of your growing time, and some folks say it gives you more of a jump start when you grow. So this was the dirt. We took these, we put them in dirt last week, Monday or Tuesday, and they've started to sprout, which is awesome. You figure, okay, they're in dirt, they're supposed to. That's what they're supposed to do. And they have. There's many of them coming up. They're not ready to transplant yet, but they will be soon. So I just wanted you to see. Lentils in dirt. Now, we wanted to test the water method because I am still a little new to this gardening. Repurposed a grape jelly jar, put the seeds in the water. You're supposed to change the water multiple times a day to get them to sprout. Now these, if you can see, have expanded a bit, and some of them have split, but there are very few sprouts. So this, for me, the water method, I'm not sure if we're going to do again. And just to turn it so you can see it, I'm not sure we're going to do this water method again. But the cool thing, in the container, plastic container, I think this might have originally held blue cheese or something. Kept the container, damp paper towel, spritzed it, and as you can see, all of our lentils sprouted. Now, if you're trying to grow sprouts, there's folks that say that you can grow microgreens and micro sprouts and keep them and use them like bean sprouts, which are usually made from mung beans, but you can also do your bean sprouts from lentils. But we're actually going to plant these to grow lentils. So you can see with the damp paper towel, all of them have germinated. So we're going to plant them and then see between those that started directly in dirt and those that we germinated first, which ones grow faster, so that we can show the experiment. The winner, the dirt works, container and paper towel works. The water bottle, or the bottle in the water, not so much. We may try it again, we may not. But what we are going to do is we're going to take these out of the water. We're going to plant these and then put these in the container with the wet paper towel and see if they sprout. And we'll let you know in the coming weeks. Over here, right in front of us, two things. These are butternut squash. Started from seeds some weeks back. We're going to transplant these, and these fellas here, just to show you, everything does not always come up real great. Sometimes things don't work. These are turnips. Now some of these, as you can see, about a dozen or so are still in good shape, and the others are not. I didn't have the soil light enough for them So they're struggling. So what we're going to do is we're going to transplant the ones that are doing well out, put them in real small cups, these cups, get them in sun, water, in much more of a sandy type of soil, and see how well they do. And we'll tell you about that in the coming weeks. Let's see. Again, when you're mixing your dirt, you want your perlite, your peat moss, your coffee grinds, your mulch for proper drainage, repurpose containers that you have, containers, cups, things that you have around the house. And the most important thing, plant and grow. The more you grow, the healthier you'll be, the more you'll save your pocketbook. My name is Pastor Shannon Wright. This has been another segment of Container to Table 365, which is a part of the Fish and Five Loaves initiative from Urban Initiative Engagement. Folks, it's been a long week. The important thing is to grow, stay healthy. If you have questions, message us. If you have suggestions, message us that too, as long as it doesn't have anything to do with my giants, because I'm not open to suggestion or conversation on that. Again, my name is Pastor Shannon Wright. This has been our 8th segment, things that we're growing and bringing to you. We'll be back next week, and in the meantime, you can find us on Facebook at Urban Engagement Initiative or Container to Table, or me directly, Pastor Shannon Wright. Stay blessed, stay safe, and see you next week.